All right, guys. So still working on the intro. So give me a second. I'm doing this myself and just slimmed it down a little bit. And I still have plans to make changes, but it's been really crummy weather here really recently. I actually haven't worked on this car in about a week due to the cold. And since I'm fiberglassing, I want it to be a decent weather. I actually bought a heater, which I'll show you that work when I get to it. But anyway, so as you can see, I started fiberglassing the rear, like the wheel wells area. So this is all fiberglass. It was tape that was there. Same to this side. Like this was just tape that I had. It's not done yet, so bear with me on that. Still got some work to do. The reason why I'm making a video now is because I'm actually about to leave town for a month and a half. So I probably won't make a video for at least month and a half to 2 months, somewhere there before my next video. So I wanted to do a quick update before I go away. Now, one thing I really wish I would have done before I started, I mean, I can clean it up, so it's like no big deal, but it's like extra work that I wish I wouldn't have to do, is I wish I would have took some trash bags and with some tape and like covered this section up, because as you see from all the resin, it just rained down terror all the way down there. Now, this is the first time I'm really working with resin, so bear with me. I mean, I'm definitely learning a lot. I definitely made some mistakes here and there, and I was trying to fix them throughout this process as well. But it's like a slower process. Like one time I didn't put enough hardener in there, and I was trying to get my hardeners and the ratio all Gucci gang, which I feel like I got correct now, but I'm not entirely sure. But I feel like it's good enough. Like right now, I'm actually putting probably a little bit too much hardener, because I'd rather have too much than not enough, because I can always buy extra hardener if I need it. But if it never cures, because I definitely was in that predicament at once, and it kind of sucked. So I had to do a lot of sanding to get down all the way to the wet resin to get that out of there, so I can apply new ones on top. And that kind of sucked. But anyway, all I did really for the getting it ready is I drilled a hole so I can set my little template piece in there to make sure the holes still line up, which they line up perfectly. There's no issues with that. And then this part will sit flat right up against this. So I still got some work to do, sanding it and trying to make it as smooth as possible. And then I'm planning on using some fiberglass body filler as well to give it that extra strength. Or not strength, but smoothness. To give it that extra smoothness, but also it's fiberglass resin, so it's harder than normal resin. But I want it to look pretty good from there. The fiberglass resin is basically to cover up all these small little holes from the fiberglass itself, is what I feel like it'll probably do. So yeah, that's kind of what it looks like right now. It'll probably look a little bit different when you guys see it next, because the hardest part with this was doing the backside, like all the way around here. It looks terrible right now, like on both sides. It does not look very good. That's because I can't really get a my DA sander back behind this piece. So I'm actually thinking about just spreading some tape and keeping this line all the way across, and then kind of like working it to this piece itself, and maybe something like that. I'm not really sure yet, so don't quote me on this. I'm just giving you guys an idea. If you guys have a different idea, I even went to Snap-on Truck, and I bought, where is it? I have it somewhere. Oh, it's probably in the front. I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. Okay. I also bought one of these for a palm sander to try to hopefully get back there. I mean, I'm still glad I bought that either way, because there is like this area down here where with my bigger DA sander, it was hard to get to. So instead I bought a little palm sander. So it's easier to get to, and it's also easier to sculpt, I think, with that, to try to get it close and stuff. And then I also plan on putting seam sealer all the way around it as well. I think that'll be fine. and I'm thinking about line Xing the trunk, so it'll basically be that black tar looking stuff, and that'll hide some of these imperfections that I'm probably going to have. I'm not going to lie, but I would like to, because I'm probably not going to be able to put, you know, the stock lining in it. But I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to. That's just an idea that crossed my mind. But yeah, still got to fix up right around some edges and stuff. But I feel like that seam sealer will also maybe hide some imperfections from areas where it's hard to get to with fiberglass. I'm not a fiberglass expert by any means. Never said I was. This is like my first trial, and I think it's coming along pretty good, to be honest. So the only thing I really got to do for the most part is I got to clear out the hole that's right there. So I still got to clear that out so I can put the strut tower through. Otherwise, I probably would have put that on there to see how it looked. Well, that's basically the rear. Probably done talking about that. Probably spent way too much time on it as well. I mean, it's kind of what it looks like right now. And like I said, it's not done. It's going to be a lot more smoother, but I think it's coming along pretty good, to be honest. Now, up front, I was also working on the roof scoop for my vent that's up top. This is kind of the shape that I got right now. Now it's fiberglass all the way around. I still need to do work to it. I do know the top part is pretty thick. I wanted it to be thick so that way I can sculpt it, was the plan, is if I do it thicker, because it wasn't perfect. Like this top piece was kind of sagging inwards. So what I did to kind of counteract that is I just put a lot of sheets of fiberglass just right here to try to build it up. And so it's pretty thick. But like I said, the reason why I did that is so hopefully I can sculpt it to the way I need it. And then hopefully make it look, you know, fairly decent when it's done. It's definitely not done. It's definitely far from done, actually. But I also got this heater just to help me cure things, because it has been colder here lately. And yeah, so if you guys want to reference, if you missed the last video, this is kind of what it looks like underneath. If I can get this back. So that's how tall it was, and that was not going to do to fit that. So I was just like, I'll just make another one, you know, just make one out of this. And then the plan I have right now too is I like to make this a mold. So I'd like to keep this one, and so if I ever have another build that I want to roof scoop on, I kind of want to be the same or even tweak it and make it a little bit different. I like to keep this one, cover it in like foil or something. I gotta Google what doesn't really stick to fiberglass kind of thing, and then, you know, just layer it over and make a mold out of this one. It's kind of what I would like to do. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. But I mean, it looks, you know, I think it looks pretty good. It's not, like I said, it's not perfect. I still gotta trim some edges. This is just like a rough draft of kind of what it looks like. It looks like that side's bowing inwards, but I don't think so. I think it's just because this has more fiberglass around the edges or something. I don't know. I definitely want it to be even when it's done, but I mean, I think it looks, you know, fairly good. But I don't want it to look fairly good. I want it to look perfect. So that's why I was layering fiberglass, so I can, you know, try to shape it the way I want it to. And yeah, that's kind of what that'll look like kind of on there so far. And I'm gonna get my ruler out. I just wanted to get, when I was doing the tape was it wasn't perfect. I was trying to make it as best as possible. I was like, I'll just throw some fiberglass on there, and once the fiberglass is on there, then I can, you know, figure it out. I just wanted to throw some on there. It's far from done. That's been like a time filler. Since I have to wait for this to dry, I'll come over and work on this for a little bit, and then, but my main focus was back here, because I want to get this done, because once this is done, I can start putting those wheels back on, which I also got my tubs of tools out. I was sifting through because I got gauges and stuff in there. But yeah, that's basically this video. If you like this video, please comment, rate, and subscribe. Like I said, I'm gonna be gone for a little bit, so I'll see you when I get back. All right, peace.